Alright guys, my name is Juan Diego Guadiana and I am 27 years old. So I had a website last summer, just kind of doing the same thing as I am here, just kind of to update everyone about what I was doing, why I was doing it, what things I was involved in. So kind of reverted to this as I deleted that website a few months back. So here's my intro. I'm a personal trainer up in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I love it. Um, the job satisfaction is just unlike any other that I've had. I just love the fact of interacting with people, clients, and helping them achieve their goals, and just on that pursuit of happiness as well. Um, some of the things that I love are obviously food. I love food. If you've seen my Instagram lately, um, every 2 or 3 posts is something about food generally. I love fitness. I've been doing it since I was in high school, so sports and all that stuff led to ROTC in college. Always being physically active. It's always been a piece of me, really. Just traveling as well. Seeing as many places as I can see with the people I like being around. I love traveling. I've been pretty much all over North America, from Canada down to Mexico. I'd love to go to Europe next. Those are some of my goals in the future. As I mentioned, being with family and loved ones. They're my support system, if you will. Um, they've helped me get through a lot. Both my family, my mom, sister, and dad, as well as some of my friends. I live with 2 of my fraternity brothers, and it's great. It's awesome. Yes, I'm 27, and I live with my roommates, frat brothers, but it's great. It's always entertaining. Another person that's very involved in my life, very important to me, is my dog, Nala. She turned 3 today, actually. She has been my best friend through some of the hardest times, and I don't know what I'd do without her. Um, Back to my family, my dad, mom, and sister. How they're so important to me. As I mentioned, they've helped me. They've been my support system. Any of my endeavors I've planned on going on, they've been a part of. And they've been 100% supportive. There's nothing I could do without them. Everything I have is because of them. So that's kind of about me, guys. I'll get into the beginning. So, growing up as a child, I was born and raised in Las Cruces. It was fine and dandy, you know. Not much complaints about it there. Then in high school, did sports and all that stuff. But really got me was my love for music. I loved music, and I get that from my dad and my mom too, I guess, but my dad a lot more. Um, my love for music led to me joining mariachi. So I played in mariachi, and that was by far the best job I've ever had. Traveling across the state of New Mexico, just getting paid really well, getting fed really well, and you get to do the things you love. Just play music to help to see others just enjoy, react, and it's awesome. So after that, I went on to college, where I met some of the most amazing people in my life, which led me to join a local fraternity, Lambda Chi Alpha. It's been probably one of the best experiences of my life. I've done so many things through that organization with a lot of those friends. As I mentioned, I live with 2 former fraternity brothers, so we're brothers till we die, like, more or less. Also in college, I joined ROTC. I was given a scholarship, full ride, so I was in a fraternity, but I wasn't too crazy. I was in ROTC, so I had to be somewhat professional, reserved. Had to be up at 5 in the morning during the week, if not earlier. And that's kind of where my whole story of um, personal training kind of began. Um, in ROTC, whenever I was in charge, in command, I liked the whole seeing others succeed, which was really, again, job satisfactional to me. If that's a word. So the job satisfaction there just really stuck with me. Towards the end of college, um, I had surgery. So before I get to the surgery, I'll get into how I kind of discovered that I needed surgery. So my sophomore year, I was playing soccer with ROTC. Got lightheaded, dizzy. I didn't think anything of it. Just thought it was maybe dehydrated. And then about 2 months later, I was in a basketball tournament and I noticed the similar symptoms. But then this time, I also noticed I had double vision. So that wasn't right. I decided to go see a doctor. He said, let's have an MRI. We'll go from there. So we had an MRI, and he immediately wanted me to have surgery. He said I had a tumor, and so immediately, right then, that was just, I mean, that hit me. I hadn't even graduated college yet, and it was, I just didn't know what to think, so I got a second opinion. So another brain surgeon decided to monitor it, see what was going on. After a few months, the Army decided to medically discharge me. So everything I was working for, that commission, I had that commission in my sight. Really, it was within a year, and it was kind of stripped for me. So that was probably the hardest, dealing with how I was gonna what I was gonna do next. What do I do next? So that after that, I decided to have surgery. I wasn't getting better. I was losing weakness in my left side. I didn't have a tumor, I had a mass. Where the mass was right there. You can see that lovely scar. So that mass was putting pressure on my brain, so it was causing me to have affect my vision and my left side. So after the surgery, I had therapy, of course, occupational therapy, physical therapy, and speech therapy. And that's where I decided, I was like, this seems really cool. I'd like to help others. So I wanted to pursue occupational or physical therapy. So while I was getting my prerequisites for graduate school for occupational therapy, I kind of fell into personal training. A friend of mine decided it's very similar. You work with clients one on one, you're helping others. So that's where that began. And it's true, I help others. I'm not saying I'm a doctor, occupational, or physical therapist, but you do a lot of what they work with. You work with the clients one on one. You get really emotional with them, build that relationship, and that is something I liked a lot about personal training. So after that surgery, I had surgery during my last semester of college, so went on to graduate a few months after that surgery. Then I was stuck on 6 months of radiation and chemotherapy, so that was rough. It's probably some of the darkest times, personally. I started questioning my faith a lot, and it's just, there's really nothing to explain it. I mean, you feel like you're at rock bottom, you can't really do anything. I'd always been physically active, and that just kind of stripped me and threw me back. It basically took me out. I didn't go to the gym for a whole year. When I started back up at the gym, I was like a stick. So that was fun. Um, but through it all, that's where I also started to gain faith, because as those 6 months of radiation chemotherapy ended, I kind of started working on the things that I was bad at, which is what I was doing in therapy. So obviously my balance, coordination, my speech, all of that was not shot totally, but it was not what it was before. So working on certain things to, I guess, build, make it better, if you will. That's what I started doing. So that kind of put me into personal training. One day, some man who ran this salon, he also was a recruiter for this modeling agency, and said I should pursue it, just see what happens. He said I have pretty good luck, so I just figured why not? It's something to do. So that modeling kind of helped me do this right here, what I'm doing, put myself out there. That's the hardest part, being able to put yourself out there, see, not really care so much what others say. I mean, you have to expect people to judge you a lot for doing certain things, whether how you look, how you talk, everything. And that's just something you have to expect. You have to be able to turn the other cheek, in one ear, out the other ear. Take the negativity out of your life. That's another thing that I really liked about my whole life experience, really, and the whole thing with the military and ROTC, building that bond, that camaraderie. That's something I loved. And then carrying that over to modeling, to personal training, just putting others with that same mindset around you, that you want to be better, you want to be around the same people with that type of mentality. So after modeling came this awesome opportunity to be on the cover of Men's Health. So that was why I started this website last summer. I took it down. So that was a pretty cool experience. Finished like top 20 nationwide. I mean, the guy who won, if you know Noah Galloway, he's nothing less than amazing, really. He definitely deserves it. But I mean, it's cool, something to say you did. And at that same time, I ended up kind of stumbling upon Phorm. So Phorm, for those of you who don't know, it's a new nutrition company. Awesome stuff, awesome products, everything they have, from their from their products, their supplements, their protein, their gear, everything they do, how they live their life. It's just purely awesome. You see what they have, and you're just, I'm stunned. I'm amazed. So I was like, I want to be part of that family that want to build that bond with, build that camaraderie. So that kind of, all that ties back into modeling, just putting yourself out there. That led to the Men's Health, which would have been awesome, don't get me wrong. Who knows where I would have been now? I could have been on Dancing with the Stars, like Noah Galloway. That would have been cool. Ultimately, the Phorm family, that would be awesome. That's, I mean, again, that camaraderie, just seeing everything they do, how they do it, what they do every day. Another thing I want to bring awareness in with this video is just having faith. I know I lost a friend, a close friend, to cancer. He was also a fraternity brother. He was way too young to leave us. I have another friend dealing with a similar um, issue that I had. He has a brain tumor, so he's dealing with that. But the purpose of this is just ultimately faith. Um, People, they have it and never lose it, which is great. Um, or they have it and then they lose it, like me, or they never have it. The important thing that I learned was that there's always someone watching, um, someone looking after you for everything you do. Uh, there's really nothing to be said. I mean, you don't have to go to church to be faithful. Um, Kind of staring off topic, but um, just have faith that every day um, is going to be a great day. Tomorrow is never promised, so make the most of what you have. Put yourself out there. Everyone has their challenges, and those challenges are placed in front of you. The question is how you're going to respond to it. Which route are you going to take? Or are you just not going to answer to it? Are you going to take it head on? Or like I said, are you going to take a few different routes? How are you going to get there? So I hope I've shed some light on myself, first Phorm, faith, but to everyone, just one way at a time, one day at a time. Have a good one, folks. Peace.